Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AMHQ Early on this March 20th, 2017. Spring officially begins just before 6:30 Eastern time this morning, so it's still officially winter time right now, but we are dealing with some heavy rain and even some thunderstorms as far north as Chicago. In fact, some of them moving toward the east right now, and we're seeing some severe weather right near just to the northeast of Peoria. The storms on the south side of Chicago, not quite severe, but still some pretty gusty winds with that, as well as the lightning as well. So let's zoom on in to where we do have the severe thunderstorm warning. It's just to the west of Interstate 55 for Marshall and Woodford counties, and this storm is moving toward the east at about 25-30 miles per hour. Again, it goes till 4:30 Central Time. There could be some hail with that and perhaps some gusty winds as well. Zooming in for a closer inspection of the hail now, estimated hail size around 1.8 inches. Remember, 1 inch in diameter, you're getting around quarter size, and that's enough to meet the criteria for a severe warning, and it looks like we could be dealing with hail even just a little bit bigger than that. So here is a look at all the green on the map today, left over from St. Patrick's Day. You've got the rain moving through Detroit, Cleveland, right on down towards Cincinnati and Louisville as well. It's going to be a wet day for you as we usher in the season of spring. Later on tonight, we'll see some of that rain sagging southward into places that could really use it. Over here in eastern Tennessee, the western portions of North Carolina will take it. We still have extreme drought conditions across this region. It's been a little dry lately as well. And then for tomorrow, looks like Atlanta, you get more in on the action, maybe a rumble of thunder, but definitely some rain chances going up as we go Tuesday into Tuesday night. It's not just Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, got you painted in the green as well. Nashville as well. We're going to see some rain, heavy at times, and where we see the thunderstorms, that really could add up in the rainfall totals, perhaps more than an inch in some places. Andy, and for some of you, the rain jackets as well. But for the most part, it's dry here in the southern plains, and things are heating up. Colorado Springs getting up to 77 degrees. Check out Lubbock with those temperatures in the 90s, as well as Oklahoma City. So yeah, that is definitely not where we should be for the middle to latter part of March. Today, we've got 91 slated for you in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Typical high this time of the year should be in the 60s. 84 degrees for Houston, 81 degrees in New Orleans, and on Beale Street there in Memphis, it is going to be toasty. 84 degrees is going to be your high temperature. Tomorrow, it looks like the heat will continue. In fact, it increases for some of us as that heat pushes east. Atlanta, perhaps getting our first 80-degree temperature of the season, getting up to 81 degrees. North of the frontal boundary, you've got the slightly cooler temperatures, but hey, even 59 degrees in St. Louis, not bad for this time of the year. Wednesday, we keep it hot, especially along the Gulf Coast for spring breakers that might still be out there. 79 degrees in Tampa, 81 degrees in New Orleans, and we are going to cool it down a little bit for Atlanta, closer to average for this time of the year with those highs in the upper 60s. And look at Memphis really cooling down to 59. But then Texas, Oklahoma, you guys stay on the warm side right through Thursday. Along with this warmth, there will be that increase in humidity, and we're going to bring in that chance for some thunderstorms, some of which could turn severe. We're going to time those out coming up. But right now, let's go coast to coast and get you caught up on your Monday morning weather headlines. Doctors extend. Looks like a lot of fun. All right, Boston, let's see what you're up to today as you clean up the streets and yes, start to melt away some of that snow. We have a warm up in store. It is 33 degrees right now, so just barely above freezing, but it's cold in Burlington, 19 degrees there. New York City, Philadelphia, just barely above freezing. And Washington, D.C., good morning to you. You're in the upper 30s right now. There is a little bit of a north wind coming right down the Hudson Valley, but despite that, temperatures really not too bad for this time of the year. It is going to be 50 in New York, 53 Philadelphia, even 50 degrees in Beantown. So there you go, some melting of the snow. New York City, our average high this time of the year, right around 51. So we'll be 50 degrees today. We warm it up on Tuesday, but then watch out. Wednesday, we're back down into the 30s for a high temperature. It's your first day of spring forecast, of course, officially beginning just before 6:30 this morning Eastern time. Charlotte, there you are. Queen City looking lovely. Sunshine. You've got sunshine in New York City as well. Mid-50s in Chicago. We're dealing with the rain, even some thunder this morning, but by the afternoon things will be quieting down for us. Detroit looking rainy though. Hot and windy. It's like a blow dryer is pointed right at you here in Dallas. 88 degrees, and there will be a little bit of rain shower activity along the west coast, and actually gets more and more active here over the next couple of days. Well, meanwhile, several hundred people in Boulder, Colorado are spending the night in a Red Cross shelter. New this morning, the wildfire that chased them from their homes is now 50% contained and in view. And right now we have the thunderstorms that we're watching across the Great Lakes region. Some of them have been turning severe, especially to the east of Peoria, Illinois. Watch for the hail and gusty winds. Showers and storms kind of sagging on down toward the Tennessee River Valley as we head into our Tuesday. Rain heavy at times, but we do need the rain in some parts of the southeast. Wednesday still looks a bit unsettled across the south. 68 Atlanta, not too far off the average, but then look what happens Thursday. We're down to 51. Big system comes out of the west, and that triggers severe storms on the plains here Thursday night into Friday as well. So from Iowa all the way down into eastern Texas, make sure you've got a way to get those warnings. We are ramping up now this time of the year into severe season, and we keep it going into Saturday as well. From about the Memphis area down towards Tupelo, parts of Alabama could be dealing with gusty winds and hail, and then eventually that all heads over toward the East Coast by your Sunday. Well, we've got your travel at forecast at 20 and 40 past the hour. Which cities could see a soggy start to the work week? We're even hearing the sound of hail coming down on the rooftops here with some of these storms in central Illinois. Chicago even had some thunder a short time ago, but we're not quite done with that storm threat. We're going to continue with the instability right through the middle of the day. We zoom on in, though, just to the east of Peoria, Illinois. This is where we do have an active warning going here. Oh, they just dropped it. It expired exactly 30 minutes past the hour. However, they were tracking that storm moving toward the east at about 25 miles per hour, perhaps putting down a little bit of hail with that, some gusty winds. So the good news is it has weakened enough that the National Weather Service did not feel the need to extend that warning. But still, a nasty wake-up call for you guys. You saw the amount of lightning going on here. So you're hearing that thunder in places like Pontiac. We've had some hail as big as 1.5 inches in diameter. That's just a little bit bigger than quarter size. And that's when it meets criteria for severe. So here's a look at today. Here comes the rain into Detroit, Cleveland. It is rain, not snow, because temperatures are warming up across the region. For tonight, we bring that rain into parts of the northeast as well, stretching all the way over towards Baltimore and D.C. as well. Binghamton, Scranton knocking on your door later on tonight. And then we head into the day tomorrow. Nashville, Franklin, Tennessee. We got the rain coming. Marietta, Georgia tomorrow. Atlanta, yeah, we're going to be looking at some much needed rain. We still have a drought to get rid of here in the southeast, so we'll bring it Tuesday night as well across the eastern parts of Tennessee and western Carolina. To your favorite park or fountain, here is a look at your forecast for the next few days here in Atlanta. The average high mid-60s. We're going to be beyond that today, 74 degrees. Check out Tuesday. Could we hit 80 or better for the first time this year? We're forecasting 81, and then by Wednesday we're dropping it back down to closer to average, 68 degrees for a high. But look at all the records that are being threatened here across the west, especially here in the southwest, Texas, Oklahoma, potentially tying or breaking records with these temperatures going 15 to 30 degrees above average depending on where you are. So take a look. Dallas, 91 degrees is what we are forecasting here at the Weather Channel, and 89 is the temperature to beat. Lubbock, Texas, forecasting 93. If we get there, that will be a new record as well. Wichita, 86 degrees, maybe not quite a record, but you know it's hot. It's like we skipped over spring. We went right to summer in many locations today, even down toward the Gulf Coast. It's going to be warm, even a touch humid as we go through the next couple of days with those temps in the 80s. Tomorrow, it looks like it's going to stay pretty warm out there again. Atlanta, Memphis, we could be touching 80 degrees for the first time this year. And then Wednesday, we do cool it down a little bit for the northern areas, but down along the Gulf Coast, spring breakers here in Florida, over towards Galveston, El Paso, it's going to be a hot one still with those temps around 80 degrees for the most part. And then Thursday, we still have it hot over here in Oklahoma and Texas, but cooling down, a little bit of a wedge setting up there across the Carolinas into Georgia. Well, time now to go coast to coast and check your Monday morning weather headlines. The National Hurricane Center. We've got a look at the northeast where it's not as hot here, of course. You've got the temperatures pretty close to average actually for this time of the year, but colder for the interior sections. You're in the teens right now in Burlington, barely above freezing for the big cities along the coast from Boston all the way down to D.C. We are in the 30s this morning. We're going to rise it up a little bit, at least a little bit above average for some of you. Washington, D.C. getting close to the 60-degree mark. Philadelphia, there you are with 53. Central Park, New York, warming up to 50 degrees later on this afternoon. Well, we have another check on your travel conditions when AMHQ early returns. Plus, making the transition from winter to spring means spending more time out.